Hey guys, I'm Kent Tilley with K4 Financial, and today, because it's RSP season, let's talk about 5 ways that you can juice up your RSP right now. Number 1 is an RSP loan. It's not a bad idea for some people, that like monthly payments, don't have that amount to put in right now. I think it's a good idea for the right person to sort of get the ball rolling and get an enhancement today. One thing you can do here, so I'll use an example. Let's say you think you can put, $500 or so a month into your RSP for the next 2 years. So instead of doing that, you get a $12,000 RSP loan. At 5% interest, this is going to cost you $24, $22 a month. Actually, so $582 over the course of 2 years. However, immediately, if you're in a 40% marginal tax bracket, you're going to get a $4,800 tax refund come April. Use that to pay down a portion of the loan. Now your payments over the next 2 years are about $314 at 5% interest. So, it's a good way to do that, which leads into number 2. So number 2, I don't love this plan the most. Because I like another strategy better, but let's use the same thing. 40% marginal tax bracket, you put in $10,000, you're immediately going to get a $4,000 refund in April. And what you can do there is then say, I'm going to put that $4,000 right back into my RSP, and that will generate another refund the following year, so 40%. Of $4,000, you're going to get a $1,600 refund the next year. This starts to compound on itself. It works pretty good. However, in that case, you might be a little bit RSP heavy in retirement. That's why my strategy I like better is by putting the refund into the TFSA and just continuing to do that every year. And then if you do want to do more RSPs later, because it looks like that makes sense, then you have the flexibility with the TFSA that the RSP does not have. Okay, so number 3, I like for anybody that's doing monthly contributions into their RSP. So let's just say that you're putting in enough money for easy math that you got $10,000 worth of contributions in for 2022. And now you're in the 40% tax bracket, so you say, I'm going to get $4,000 back come April. So what you can immediately do is say, I need to find myself $4,000, which could even be, borrowing that money, find it on a credit line, whatever. You're going to pay interest on it for like 2 months, but you jack up your RSP with what your refund is going to be. And then you're going to get an enhanced refund. You pay back that $4,000 that you put in, and you still have more money left over. So number 3 is a really good plan. Number 4, this is something that can work for everybody, but it isn't necessarily going to jack up your RSP right now, but it is going to be the best thing that you can do. That is lowering your fees. Every single person, not everyone, but most people in this country are paying way more money for their investments than they have to. The average Canadian is paying over 2% in fees every year, and you can easily go and find a great comparable portfolio for a quarter of the cost that is just as professionally managed as any of those mutual funds that are being sold by your advisors out there. So let's say you can now immediately save 1.5%. You think about that on a $100,000 portfolio. You have $100,000, they're charging 2%, they're eating $2,000 of your returns every single year. You reduce that cost to 0.5, now you're paying $500, and there's an extra $1,500 invested in your account in basically the identical investments. And that's the thing that they won't tell you, is that you're basically buying the same portfolio. It's just electronically managed rather than by a human, and then adding on extra profit for big financial institutions to pretend theirs is better than the other one. That's it. That's all that's going on there. So if you can save that money over the course of the next 30 years, if you never saved another dollar, you're still gonna save $56,000, $57,000 in fees if you didn't put another dollar in. And that's not including the additional growth that extra $57,000 would actually make. That's why those like Questrade commercials can talk about, we're gonna enhance your retirement by like 30%, just because they're charging you way less. Now, we do get paid to give financial advice, so I don't want you to take the advisor completely out of the equation all the time. That's why we have the $500 financial plan. You can get a really good idea. If you don't need us moving forward, you paid $500 for us to show you how to save fees and understand where you're sitting and give you a framework for your financial plan. That's it. If you want to work with us, then yes, we will increase the fees over 0.5. However, it's a fair value compared to what you're getting elsewhere, and that's the main thing. And you understand, yes, we want you guys in our corner to help, and that's what we say. If you want us in our corner, this is what it costs. But if you don't, go and invest here, and you're gonna save money, and it should be better. There's no guarantees with investments, of course, but it should be, just because you're saving so much money. And the last one is, take advantage of the group plan you might have at work. I've read on Reddit before sometimes that people are like, there's high fees on the group plan, so don't take advantage of that, don't use that. And I'm like, these Reddit, warriors are morons when it comes to that. For one, if you have an RSP match, that is free money. So you might have a company that says, if you put in 3%, we'll put in 3%. You automatically got a 3% raise just for saving money yourself. Why would you not do that? And generally speaking, you don't even need to keep it in that group plan later if you don't like that management company. So that is one thing. And another thing, if your company does have a group program, then what you can do is say, I want to take the money immediately off my paycheck and go straight into the RSP without going through me getting my after-tax dollars and then putting it in and then getting a refund, because that amount is actually smaller than you being able to directly contribute into your group RSP. So for example, if you're in the 40% tax bracket and you want to save $200 a month, well, it's only going to cost you $120 off of your paycheck in order to get, that $200 into your RSP. So the dollars go further when you can do it that way. So that's another sort of tip that I would talk about. And yeah, I guess that's the end of it. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And once again, if you want to talk about your RSPs, your financial plan, your insurance, anything, right now is the time when a lot of people are thinking about it. So reach out. We'll do a $500 financial plan. We'll find you value in there for sure, and then go from there. But we'll get you on a better path. Cheers.